Hello, we are the Geeks and the Giants, and yes, this is after Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and after our 100 subscriber special, Fortress of Strip. But yeah, today we're talking about the movie that really put Ryan Coogler on the map and made him the director of Black Panther, I'm guessing, which is, as Drummer's showing, it's Creed. And yeah, Drummer has taken boxing, so he'll help me with the technical terms. But
Yeah.
when this movie was coming out, like with the trailers, were you excited or were you just like, okay,
Yeah. When was this? Like 2015?
yeah,
Like 14?
15.
Yeah. So when it came out 2015, this was this was 180-pound job. Going into, well, I tried CrossFit first. Then I transitioned to boxing. This movie and Southpaw. Hopefully we do a video on Southpaw soon. Um, were the movies that I had as inspiration. When I saw this in trailers, I was like, shit, I'm gonna go on a journey that I might not like, you know? I'm not gonna get over with for a while. So, yes, I have taken not just boxing but Muay Thai for 5 years. And this was the time where I would train 5 hours a day and shit like that. So, seeing this movie, seeing how they would do the whole training montage and everything you see in the trailer. I was like, I can't fucking wait. And I watched it with friends. My friends who were also boxers and Muay Thai enthusiasts. We don't compete. We don't compete to survive kind of deal.
Yeah,
We are. I will admit we are just novice.
alright,
We learn how to fight, but not to survive, but just as novice. Because there are other fighters which is the theme of this whole movie, is that there are fighters that fight to survive and just to eat the next day kind of deal. So
yeah.
making it here now.
Um, well, that wasn't my journey. My journey was, I really don't know how I feel about this movie because I wasn't really that attached to the Rocky franchise until then. And Sylvester Stallone, I just saw him in Expendables 3. I'm like, I don't know how he's gonna do in a dramatic role. I know he's done Rocky, but like it's been so long that you're like, can he still do it? And by God, he did. He still has the chops.
Sorry, just to cut you off here, but like people tend to forget that Rocky was a drama, not just an action movie.
Yeah,
Sure, we had Rambo. The first Rambo was a drama too. It wasn't action.
yeah. It's about a man
Yeah.
dealing with PTSD.
Yeah, and nobody would take care of him in his own country.
Yeah. So, like, I literally dragged my family into this because we were
Mm.
stuck in Greenbelt and, like, it was Christmas season and we had to bring my sister to, like, a senior high school interview because she was part of the K-12 system. And, like, we were supposed to go to somewhere in Ayala, Alabang for, like, dinner, but there's way too much traffic, so we're like, I guess we're stuck here with the Christmas traffic. And I was like, let's watch a movie. And then the options were the whale movie with Chris Hemsworth and then this one. And then I was like, I hear better things about Creed. And then mom was like, I hate Sylvester Stallone. I think he's too corny. He can't act. And I was like, come on, I hear it's really good. And then we both watched this, and then at the end, she's like, this is pretty good. I was like,
She was like, "Holy shit!"
yeah.
No, that was like, yes, we are gonna talk about the movie soon, but the fact that people kind of forgot that Sylvester Stallone wasn't just Demolition Man, wasn't just Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
They forgot that this man can act.
Yeah.
Surprises me. I was like, "Ooh, yes, he can do drama so well," and here it made me tear up.
Yeah. Like, I guess it's just that the last few Expendable movies left a bad taste in people's mouths, and they're like, really? And then,
I get.
yeah. But yeah, let's get into it. Like, we start
Yeah.
in the juvenile correction facility where Apollo Creed's wife comes in and she learns that Adonis has been in a fight because someone said something about his mom, and he takes that very personally. And she tells him that basically she's his mom, and his father doesn't tell him who his father was because he doesn't know who his father is or was. But like she's like, "Would you like to come live with me?" And he's like, "Sure, something more stable will do good."
Yeah, you see this kid from the streets. Yeah, that's how he started out. Like the first part of his life is just him from the streets, getting into juvie,
Yeah,
and then he's given a second chance by his father's wife. Apollo Creed had affairs,
yeah,
so he's not really his biological mother, but she treated him as
Yeah.
such.
Also nice to know that the actor for Apollo Creed gave his full blessing for this movie and praised Michael B. Jordan for his performance, which made him super happy.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we got to like the present with Adonis Creed fighting in underground fight circles in
Mexican.
yeah,
Yeah.
in Tijuana. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, is California that close?
Yeah.
Because like he goes from Mexico, 12 hours later he's back in LA.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Okay. But you see that Adonis does have a knack for boxing. You see that he is his father's son.
Yeah.
Him going against the first guy he fights and pretty much winning, hands down winning.
Yeah. And then he quits his job to the horror of his boss because he's like, "You just got a promotion. Why are you doing this?" He's like, it doesn't fit me. Yeah.
It ain't for him.
Yeah. Adonis tries to tell his mom, but he just can't say it. And then he watches his father box Rocky, and he does shadow boxing, which I love that scene because you hear the theme really loud for the first time. Like this theme, it might be, for me at least, better than Rocky's because it's just so bombastic. You're like, I love this.
Well, it's more refined now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the composer goes on to do Black Panther and The Mandalorian.
Is this Ludwig something?
Ludwig Grossman, yeah.
Yeah.
And then lately he did the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that was good. Show wasn't good.
Yeah. And then he goes to the gym where I guess legends are born, such as Pacquiao. And he has...
So was it that the gym? Was that the gym?
I'm asking you, like, is that? Or you wouldn't know?
I don't think that was a gym.
Okay.
Because Pacquiao's from Ilorde, like Manila, Ilorde.
Yeah, but wasn't he trained by his coach there?
Freddie Roach?
Would you know? Not really.
Oh, I remember he started out here.
Yeah, I know that, but like going abroad when he would train for his next fight.
I wouldn't know. Just because we saw a Filipino flag doesn't mean.
But yeah,
but who knows? Maybe he was in that gym.
Yeah, it's just great to see, the acknowledgement that like one of the greatest fighters comes from our home country.
No, well, besides basketball, boxing is one of the biggest sports here.
Yeah.
And probably in Asia. We're probably the dominant country when it comes to boxing.
Yeah, I mean, we have one of the best fighters. Like, politics aside, he is pretty good.
Yeah, he is a really good boxer.
Yeah. And then Adonis tries to ask the son of his father's trainer, like, "Hey, can you train me?" He's like, "You don't get this. These boys are here for life. They're fighting to survive. You basically grew up with a silver spoon. So what do you have to lose? You have everything to lose. But these boys, they have everything to lose because once they stop fighting, it's their life that they're stopping."
Yeah, like as you said, that if they lose, they got nothing. You got something to fall back on.
Yeah.
So I see how it's unfair, and yeah, you see that like, hey, he's not on the same level playing field when it comes to life, when it comes to these boxers, as you can see. Also, it's because of his name.
Yeah.
The man already benefits so much just from having Creed's name.
Yeah.
And he hates it. He doesn't like it that he can't have his own independence. That he can't rise on his own. He has to take the name.
Yeah, even the trainer was like this can kill you. It killed your dad. So what are you doing?
He's not joking.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just a guy who just discourages this dude because he's rich.
Yeah.
This guy is telling the truth that people, when they do box, you're going in with a risk. It's kind of like with F1. Like, you come in, you might crash. With this one, you can be brain dead.
Yeah. But he puts up his Mustang to challenge anyone who's willing to fight for it. And then he beats the first guy, and then Danny Wheeler comes and shows him the ropes, basically.
You can see the... Like, I love it that they show what their record is. Like, some are like 18-0. The guy he fought a while ago was 31-0.
Yeah.
What was it, 31-0?
Yeah, Danny Wheeler's record was pretty big.
Yeah, 31-0. And like 18 knockouts. I was like, fuck. Okay. And you could see that Adonis is very cocky. Man is self-taught, never went to the gym. Well, for sure his mother went against it.
Yeah.
After what happened to his father. And I don't know. It's a little bit off. Like, it's very choreographed, it's very clean. But at the same time, the hits are so solid that it's kind of satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see boxers like bap, 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 super clean. Like block, block, hit, hit, block, block. You don't see that. Sometimes it's a little bit more messy than that. But we do get those rare occasions like Canelo, where he would just pretty much dodge every punch. We do get those though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the choreography for this scene and for the whole fucking movie is so fucking good.
Yeah.
But yes, Adonis does eat shit here.
Yeah. You see the video of Michael B. Jordan getting knocked out in real life during the training of Creed?
Holy shit.
Yeah. He followed in Sylvester Stallone's footsteps being knocked the fuck out.
No, I would say that's great. Like, getting knocked out once is not bad. I have been knocked out a lot. Trust me, yes, I would say that I did train, but I'm not the best fighter. I wasn't the best fighter. I know that there were some people who were way better than I was.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he went down the route of like, hey, I trained legit. Instead of just, cut and clean, nothing really happened to me. It was just a stunt double.
Yeah. But after that fight with Danny Wheeler, he goes back to his mom, and his mom sees his blood-and eye, and she's like, "Oh, you really want to go down this road? Do you know how many times I carried your father up these steps because he couldn't walk? I had to wipe his own ass because he couldn't use his hands. You really want to do this?"
Oh God! But to him, it was just calling him.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if it's a passion, it's a passion.
Yeah. And then he moves to Philly because his mom won't see him go down this road because she's scared. I mean, for very good reasons, because her husband
My mom's
died.
the same. Yeah, my mom's the exact same person. Actually, all of the moms. Even in Hajime Ippo, the mother won't even go to his boxing matches because he doesn't want to see her.
Yeah, it's like, watch me get punched in the face multiple times, Mom. Sure.
Yeah. I might win.
And he moves to Philly, and then that's where he meets Rocky, and he sees the pictures, and he's like, I heard about a secret fight. Who won? He's like, how do you know all this?
Yeah, well, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
And he pretty much reveals to Rocky, I'm his son.
Yeah.
And I love that where he's like, I do see the resemblance.
Yeah.
I love it that Rocky is just so done.
Yeah.
With boxing. The man has a deli. Just likes to live a quiet life.
Named Adrian. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I find out that she does die from cancer.
Yeah. I forgot if she was already dead by Rocky Balboa.
Rocky 3? Oh yeah, no, she was second.
Yeah. Oh, shit. And then he also reveals that Apollo took Rocky in after Mickey died to help him get back to boxing. You're like, I was like, I don't remember that. Then again, it was like years since I've seen the movies.
The original Rockies, yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't want to train him, so Adonis goes his own way, but at night he hears loud music playing. And then he meets Bianca, and it's Tessa Thompson.
Played by Tessa, yeah.
Yeah.
Played by Tessa.
Like...
I love that, though, where he's like, no fucking respect. Bang, 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 bang. I'm Donnie. It's like, hi.
Yeah,
I mean, if I met Tessa Thompson, I would fold. I would
same.
also fold. I'm like, fuck.
Like
Ooh, you pretty.
before that, she was in Selma. I barely remember her there, but she hasn't really had big roles until then. And then after
Mm.
this, it was Valkyrie, and then so on and so forth. She was in Westworld.
She was also in Annihilation, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, after trying to go to bed, he watches the promo, the HBO promo. I like seeing the HBO promos here. That it's like real life between Danny Wheeler and Ricky Connellan,
Mm.
and Liev Schreiber's the voice of the narrator. You're like, I recognize that
Yeah.
voice.
And, but yeah, we keep getting that name though. Ricky Connell.
Yeah.
Pretty Ricky Connell.
Yeah,
Sorry. And he's this hothead Scottish guy. Also, we do see Graham McTavish here.
yeah. The fucker pops up everywhere. Apparently,
Right? The Hobbit,
Castlevania,
Castlevania.
Uncharted
What was the
2. Last
Uncharted
thing.
2?
Fuck.
We did a review. Oh, he was in Game of the
Yeah, House of the Dragon. Yeah, yeah. As Mr. Like, call me back when there's a king.
Yeah.
He's also in Witcher. Fuck. Yeah, he's like there for a second. The last season.
Watch. Anyway.
But yeah. Adonis goes to the gym, Mickey's gym, to train himself, and then he does go to Bianca's gig, and then the next day he asks Rocky, he's like, if you're not going to train me, can you at least give me some tips on how to do this?
I love this thing. When he writes it down, I was like, alright, here's the shit you need. He takes a photo with his phone.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you need this? And I was like, no, that's all in here. What if you break that thing or lose it? It's like, it's already in cloud.
What cloud?
What cloud? To be honest, nobody knows how the fuck the cloud works.
Yeah, same. I'm just like, I hope it's safe.
I hope it's safe. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not. What was it, like jump rope, shadow box?
Yeah.
I forgot. It was like running or some shit. Okay. But I don't know. It was just 3 things.
Yeah, it's like, how hard can it be to remember 3 things?
I do love. Sorry if I'm going back. I do love seeing the scene where when he goes into the gym, you do see that that mafia boss from Dark Knight. He's the guy you freak. That guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'll feed your tongue to my dogs. Yeah. Once he gets into the gym, you see this. You see different kind of people. You see like gym goers who are just taking it as fitness, not really taking boxing thing too seriously. And then you see probably a 12-year-old kid just throwing hams like a motherfucker, just having the fastest hands in the West.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck? And then you see Donnie just like, you would have that experience all the fucking time if you go to a legit boxing gym. You would see kids being like professional as fuck, being gifted right off the bat, and you're just like, I'm 21 and I can't fight like that yet. I feel like this kid would own me in the streets. I love seeing that.
Donnie does muster up the courage to ask Bianca on a date, and they have, I don't know what to call it, Philly cheesesteaks together.
Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks.
It's a mouthful.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a thing that Philly's known for.
Yeah. And then Bianca reveals that she is losing her hearing. Eventually, she will go deaf, but she has a passion for music. And you're like, I love the drive of her doing this, even though she knows her time is limited in this career.
Yeah, it's like, God, it's like an artist with like up and coming Parkinson's. That's just horrible.
Yeah. And then the next day, you see Rocky go to the graves of Paulie and his wife Adrian, and he's like talking to them, and you feel like he's been doing this for a long time because he has no one else, and you're like, oh, poor Rocky.
I can't imagine a life like that. Just him just going on and being like, he does say this later on in the movie, but he's in his like, hey, shit happened. it happened. I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah.
Kind of attitude when it comes to life,
Yeah.
which is, in my opinion, not really the best attitude.
Yeah.
You know.
But like he hasn't seen or hasn't had any motivation to, I guess, be like, oh no, I'm sick. I need to get better. Well, who's gonna take care of me? There's no one to really live for, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not saying not saying it's a good point of view, but just saying from his
No, but
perspective.
that was his outlook in life. Where yes, he does get cancer in this movie. Spoiler. But throughout the movie, he's just like, what am I gonna live for? But now he has Donnie to live for.
Yeah, that's when he decides in the grave, in the graves, that he's like, you know what, I want to train this kid.
And the training montage, it's just your typical training montage.
Yeah.
Like, but it's very like, like, hey, that bell doesn't mean shit. Keep going. That bell means hell. I was like, oh yeah.
I love him being like, if I swear to God, if you don't put 100% into this, I'm gonna back out because there's no other way I'm gonna train you unless your heart and soul is into this.
Yeah. And like him coming back to the gym, all the coaches are like, holy shit, Rocky's back.
Yeah.
Or is just peeking in. And the guy a while ago who I said was from the Dark Knight has been always wanting Rocky to like train or take under his wing his son.
Yeah.
But Rocky's there for a completely different person.
Yeah.
And you see like the trainer like, the fuck? I
Right.
asked you first. Why who's this kid from LA?
Yeah. Eventually asks Rocky like, hey, you think the kid's interested in a fight with my son? And Donnie's like, yeah, and he's like, no, you're not ready. And then they have to go to another training montage to make sure he is ready.
And it's a 6-week training period, and they're like, hey, we can't we can't train in the same place with the person you're fighting.
Yeah.
Because you're giving all your cards.
Yeah.
So they go to this, I'm gonna guess, like, downtown area
Yeah.
of Philly.
Yeah. I do love the dialogue of like when he's about to move into Rocky's place. He's like, come on, I'm ready. Let's just go to your place. You don't walk around naked, do you? And he's like,
No.
no. You
What?
better not do that too.
Yeah, you better not walk around naked.
Yeah. And then Bianca's like, when were you going to tell me that Rocky was your uncle? And he's like,
I'll call you.
I'll call you. But he's white.
I love that. Oh, meet my uncle. But he's white. I love that.
And then eventually Donnie gets to the level where he is able to take on Leo Sapino.
Yeah, Sapino?
Or Soprino. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but yeah.
Sartino or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bianca's there watching, and he is nervous. Like, I don't know what it's like going to the match, but him being like, I need to take a shit. Is that something you experienced?
No, I didn't take a shit. Well, because I took a shit before. Before going in. But the nerves do get to you. Like, to the point where you do start to shake.
Yeah.
Well, that was me. Everybody's different. But I took that advice from Hajime Ippo. You all don't know what that is. It's a Japanese boxing anime, and it's my favorite anime of all time. I really suggest giving it a try. But he would punch the wall repeatedly to calm himself down. He just has to do something with his hands because he can't just stand still and just wait for the fight to start. This is why you see them just bouncing around, doing their own thing, or either doing mitts with their coach.
Yeah.
You just have to do something with your hands to calm yourself down.
Yeah. And then, like, before that, you learn that Ricky Conlan sabotages his own fight because he's about to go to jail, and his fight with Danny Wheeler was like, this is one last shot at being a champion and making sure my kids are fine, but he punches Danny Wheeler and breaks his jaw on the way in, so that fight's cancelled.
Yeah, again, hothead.
Yeah.
Like, the whole anger management shit. That shit was solid, though. You just hear a crack. I'm like, oh, God. I love that.
Yeah. And then, like, the match starts, and it's one of the coolest fights I've ever seen.
this is where we start to see the beauty of the effects
Yeah.
of like them putting a cut on Donnie's eye without us noticing.
Yeah.
Like you would get like a 3 combo, like a 3-punch combo, and he would shake his head, and then the next scene he turns, he has a cut. I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, this is like almost a one shot because you're like, I don't know how they're applying these effects.
Right, same here. And it's the beauty of this film.
Yeah.
And it is a really good match.
Yeah.
You do see that Donnie is still a beginner. Sure, he had fights in Tijuana, like 15 fights, but
this is pro.
his first legit. Yeah. But this guy's been doing pro for how many fights? But you see Donnie starting to get a rhythm of it.
Yeah.
It's not like a one-sided match where Donnie is gifted right off the bat.
Hmm.
Nah, man eats a lot of hands until he gets a rhythm of the match.
Yeah. And then you see Rocky just tell him to end it right now, and he does, and he just knocks out Leo.
I love that because it's just pretty much uppercut overhand, but in Hajime Ippo they called it White Fang. So it has to go real quick. So you uppercut the dude, lift up his head, and as his head comes up, you hit him with an overhand, thus knocking him out. Hopefully it hits here in the temple.
Before we go on, what is it like to get knocked out?
Quick. Very quick. Like, you know how I think I've had sleep paralysis. But you know how sleep paralysis where you kind of like notice, oh shit, my body's limp. And I can't like move. It's like that. Where once you get knocked out, you get a glimpse, a little bit, and you're like, oh, I want to move my body. I can't. And you're just out. Yeah, that's what I experienced. I don't know if it's different for anybody else, but it is like that. Your body just stops moving, just, oh, fuck. Even though your brain says fight or get up or, move, your body just shuts down.
Yeah, they just have to hit you in the sweet spot in the jaw, or I forgot where else.
Chin, jaw, temple. Those are
Yeah.
the ones. Yeah. Or liver. Probably, dude, nothing hurts the most than a liver shot.
I was about to say, I can't imagine being knocked out by a liver shot because that would require like you going through copious amounts of pain and then hitting the mat.
I've had a liver shot, but not as bad because it was just sparring. But just that alone was enough for me to just curl up. I'm like, fuck, I'm done. It was just one round. I was like, I'm fucking done. The guy I fought was genius when it came to body shots.
Yeah.
Just don't get hit in the liver, fuck. Or
And then,
kicked in the liver. Don't ever get kicked in the liver, please.
Jesus. And then it is a nice celebration. And then I like how Bianca just pushes him a little bit too hard. She's like, oh shit, I didn't mean that.
I love that. That's her support. Just like, you fuck.
Yeah. And then they go back to Rocky's place, and then Rocky goes back to sleep, and then Adonis and Bianca have the sex. And then,
SAX on the couch.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day, like before that, the dad of Leo was like, "Oh shit, I know who he is. He's a Creed."
Mm.
And then Rocky's like, "Please, please don't tell anyone." He wants to-
It was suspicious. Like, who is this kid
Yeah,
that all of a sudden Rocky just wants to train?
yeah. Like, why are you so
Like-
interested?
Right? Unless it's somebody who's really close to him, but they don't know anybody else.
Yeah,
And then, oh shit. Another possible of kin is Apollo Creed.
yeah. And then the news breaks the next day, and Bianca's like, "You have something to tell me?" And he's like, "Well, what? Oh no."
Yeah. And it's kind of like the exact same dialogue from Ford versus Ferrari with, what's his name again?
Ken Miles?
Ken Miles with his wife, where, look, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You do what you're passionate about. Just don't leave me in the dark.
Hmm.
And when we're supposed to be 100% with each other. And I
Yeah.
was like, I like it. I like it when they put that dialogue. They don't just, oh, bullshit romance drama. Nah. They just want honesty, and they just want to know everything because they worry about you and they love you. And I'm like, yeah, that's how a relationship should be. You fucks.
And then Ricky's, I guess, manager catches wind. It's like, all right, you fucked up the last one. You have to fight this guy now because he is a Creed. And he's like, I won't do it. It's like, what do you mean you won't do it? You're about to go to jail. Your kids won't have a roof over their heads. You have to do it.
Yeah, because he's like contemplating, like, hey, I don't want to fight a guy who came from a rich family and became the top because of his name.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my legacy to be that. And it was like, it's not about you. At this point, it's not about you.
Yeah.
I do like that, the conversation he has with his coach. Where his coach cares for his family. As
Yeah.
well. It's not just cash grab, typical bad guy shit.
Yeah. And then the manager calls Rocky, and then he sets up this the conditions of doing this fight, which is the big one is, oh, Adonis has to go by Creed, and he doesn't want to. And it takes Bianchi and be like, well, it's your father's name, but you don't have to be so frightened of it. Like, oh shit, what if I embarrass him or not live up to it? Which
I get it. Like, see, like, it's way worse if you're like him going as Adonis Johnson and then losing and not living up to his father's standards. And then they'll be like, oh, he's just a guy who couldn't live up, who couldn't do the part.
yeah,
But if he has the Creed name, he's like, didn't live up to his father's name.
yeah,
And that does leave a mark
yeah,
in somebody's like psyche, if that's the case. You know,
yeah.
you're forever in somebody's shadow.
Which is like, well, it's your father's name, so do make your own path, and this will be your legacy. That every time someone says Creed, they also think of you.
Yeah, again, amazing dialogue from Tessa Thompson and being a supportive girlfriend. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
supportive girlfriend roles.
And then the training intensifies, but one night Rocky feels sick and he collapses. And like, I thought he was having a stroke. I'm like, please don't. Dear God.
Not here. Yeah, but like they get himself to the hospital. They get him to the hospital, and we find out that he has lymphoma.
Yeah, that he keeps it from Donnie, but like not in the smartest way, because Donnie's like, call for paper in your pocket. What's this about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't lie about it.
Yeah, he
So
didn't lie. He was just hiding.
He was like, all right, I'm not gonna mention it. But he never said anything like, oh, he didn't keep anything. Well, it was in the same day, so.
Yeah. And he just tells Donnie, like, I'm not getting treatment because, as you said, like, I figured in life, like, if I could take everything that was good and have one more day with my wife, I'm sorry, I messed up the line, so sorry. If I would get that, but since that's not going to happen, I guess I'm going to go on, but if I break, no one's going to be there to fix me, so why bother getting treatment?
Yeah. And it wasn't just that. You remember the dialogue with him and the doctor where his wife had this.
Yeah.
She went through hell and didn't make it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that.
Yeah. And then he's like, we're just training, and that's it. He's like, oh, I'm just some kid you found in the street. I'm just some bum living in your house. Like, well, we're not even a real family. And that sends Donnie to go out, storming out. And he's like, fuck, why did I say that? What did I do?
Yeah. I that shit hit. I
Yeah.
teared up there. Because you see a man just like, a father figure, just like, what the fuck did I just say?
Yeah.
Well, when he's just trying to protect Donnie, where he's like, hey, don't think of me as anything else but a trainer,
Yeah.
so you don't get hurt. You know?
Yeah. And then rightfully so, Donnie is like, oh, so that's just it? We're just... I'm nothing more than that. I thought you were like a second father, especially since I never got to know mine. Alright. And then he storms off, like he goes to his girlfriend's gig in the worst possible mood. You're like, I guess you could have been like, Rocky dropped some bombs and chill.
Yeah. Like, You see, he's on the edge, and people kept calling him Baby Creed. He doesn't like it. He already doesn't like the name Creed at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think the organizer himself.
The organizer was at fault because he's like, hey, if you keep disrespecting me like that, I'm gonna put you in the same grave with your father, and he just knocks the guy out. Like,
well, I mean, Adonis kind of went out with like, went at him uncalled for and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, hey, don't call me that. And he was like, hey man, I'm just trying to show you love. I'm trying to, yeah, but just don't call me that.
yeah, but saying I'm gonna put you in the same grave of the father you never met is a bit. It's a lot too far.
Yeah. Well, they started one-upping each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Donnie's sent to jail, and Rocky tries to bring him back or try to comfort him.
And Tessa Thompson too, where she has to deal with a gig
Yeah.
after her boyfriend knocked out the organizer.
It's like, well, the opener's not here, but I'm here, so enjoy me. Her music, like, I do have Tessa Thompson's songs on Spotify.
Yeah,
they're
her
pretty
music's
good.
really fucking good.
Yeah. And then, like, later on in the second movie when she does this entrance, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yes! Oh, God. Hopefully we do Creed 2 soon.
Yeah. But yeah, he's sent to jail, and Rocky's trying to comfort him, but Donnie's like, get away from me, you sick old man. And he's like, he tells him the truth bomb, which made me tear up in the theater. I'm like, oh, God, I hope mom doesn't see me. When he's like, there's someone you're angry at, but he's not here to defend himself. Forgive him. You're still caught in his shadow. You have to keep moving, Donnie. And you see Michael B. Jordan turn, I'm just like, why does Sylvester Stallone hurt me? Fucking action movie star.
Hey, same with Michael B. Jordan here. Those tears were so, like, genuine. I was like,
yeah.
fuck!
He's trying to act tough, but when he hears that, he's like, he's right. He's so right.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Bianca to try to apologize to him, and he tells her that Rocky's sick, I need someone, but she's obviously still mad at him. And I love the scene where she just locks him out and removes her earpiece. And he's like, please don't shut me out, but he can't do anything.
At the other side.
Yeah. He can't do anything about it until he makes amends with Rocky. And this scene is so powerful because it's like, look, I'm not going to train unless you get treatment. So if I fight, you fight. And then they make the agreement. Like, oh yeah, hell yeah.
I'm fighting Ricky Cadillac.
Yeah.
That was such an odd scene for me, I'm sorry. Because you're just like in a basement of a deli and you're just like, what's up with him?
I mean, to be fair, he is like just a new fighter fighting the biggest fighter in the world. Having a shot at the championship.
Oh, it was just an odd scene for me.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I do love when Rocky's getting treatment. He's like, you're not doing anything? The training starts right now. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Rain or shine, man. Like, no matter where you are, you fucking train. You don't waste time.
Yeah.
You see him like running up the stairs, doing push-ups, shadowboxing beside the nurse.
Yeah. I love how Rocky's like, well, you used to do that with one hand. I'm not going to say anything.
I used to do that shit with one hand. he pulls it off.
Yeah. I was just thinking like subtle digs, like don't fuck with the nurse, man. She'll knock you out.
We get that future song mixed in with the Rocky theme. That shit's so fucking sick.
Yeah, it's cool.
He's running.
Yeah,
like the motorcycles.
It's also rough because you see Rocky having to deal with the treatment, him vomiting, and him barely having enough strength. Like, I really hope he doesn't die. I'll be a broken man. Like if it cuts to black
while training body, by the way, he goes to the gym after chemo.
Yeah, and like I swear, if it cuts to black after the next fight and it's just Donnie all in black, I'm like, no, why?
Fuck! Don't do that. Because they might do that in Rocky 3.
You mean Creed 3?
Sorry, Creed 3.
Oh man, that'd be so sad. But
no, because Sylvester Stallone's last movie was Creed 2.
Yeah. Or his last movie as a Rocky. We shouldn't say it's his last movie in general.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant. Like, as Rocky.
Yeah.
So they could be like, hey, Rocky passed up.
That is true. Fuck. But yeah, they fly to London and they have the press conference with Ricky Conlon, and the people are asking him questions, and Ricky Conlon's like, "This kid's nothing. He's nowhere. He's a false creed." You're like, "Bro, why are you doing this?"
Yeah, man just wants to end his career right there. He doesn't. Man doesn't want another fight.
Yeah.
He wants to end it right there in the press conference. I'm like, the fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, save it for the ring.
Right. And then
but you do see like Adonis kind of matured, because yeah, sure, he gets a bit pissed, but then he sees Rocky kind of having a hard time and like holds himself back.
Yeah.
And focuses on Rocky instead of trying to talk back to Ricky.
Yeah. I love that Rocky tries to surprise Donnie with Bianca, and he's like,
why you keep looking at the door?
like, do you hear anything? Hear what?
Like somebody knocks. Yeah, it's a sweet moment. Again, it's a very nice father and son kind of movie. Like, he does care for him, and he surprises him with Bianca.
Yeah.
She forgives him.
And then his mom, Adonis' mom, has a surprise for him on the night of the fight, where she leaves a note that says, "Build your own legacy," and it's his father's trunks.
Yeah. I love how when he came, it was like, y'all gotta stop with the surprises. I can't take this shit no more. Because the dude's on edge. He's fighting a world champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rocky just encourages him, like, "You're not doing this for me or your dad. You're doing this for yourself." And he walks.
I did tear up when he put on shorts.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, just a spitting image of his father.
Yeah.
I would love to see him like rock an afro and a stash.
Maybe Rocky Creed 5 in the future.
Perhaps.
Who knows? I mean, Michael B. Jordan's still young, so why not? And then he walks out to Tupac, like, I like this. But you hear the crowd being like, Conlon, like, you know who the crowd favorite is for now.
Yeah, I mean, they're in fucking England.
Yeah, they're in his hometown. Why wouldn't they? And then, like, I do like how this is also realistic when they even got the announcer guy. I forgot his name. Sorry, I'm not really into pro boxing, but that guy that we always see in boxing matches. And then the fight begins, and you're like, I hope this ends well.
I love Ricky Conlon's like opening where the fire like gag comes out. The music's fucking intense. I was like, shit.
And then when round one starts, you're like, I hope Donnie hasn't chewed more than he can handle, because it definitely looks like it.
And we're not gonna get through every detail of this fight, but what I say is probably one of the best boxing fight scenes I've seen.
Yeah. There's a part in round one where after checking on Donnie, Ricky Conlon is waiting and he just runs out to Donnie. You're like, you can do that in boxing?
Yeah. Once the ref's like out of the way, you can kind of slip in a punch there.
I mean,
but
can
that
you
is
run
like,
and charge
a shitty move.
Oh,
it's a shitty move. But it's not a lot.
Yeah. But
it's
like,
still okay. But it's a shitty move.
And then round two happens, and that's when Donnie gets a really good hit, and then from then on, you just keep hammering each other with really good hits. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah. I love that. Once Donnie got that one good hook, and Colin's like, the fuck? And you see him getting in the groove, he's blocking shit, finally like weaving. And I think they got into like middle of the rounds, like I think 5th or 4th round, where they're both blocking, weaving, but also hitting each other at the same time.
You see blood spraying everywhere, like, holy shit.
Yeah, them wiping like the floor.
Yeah.
Like trying to dry it out so nobody slips.
Yeah, and you see even his mom is watching, so the stakes are higher because like,
I love her. She was like, kick his ass.
And then, like his eyes keep swelling up. We're like, I can't imagine fighting and being like, I can still see, right? I don't know if you've experienced that.
I've had a black eye where it has shut mid-fight, where but not to that extent. Not to the point where like you
can't see shit,
man kind of deal.
Yeah. Like
I don't know. It went to the point where my eyes was pretty much shut. Like I couldn't see shit.
I did get a black eye once, and almost got to that point of being like, "Mom, look at me." She's like, "What the fuck happened to you?" But yeah, it is a vicious fight, and then like the 11th round happens, and Ricky gets a good hit, and he knocks Adonis out. You're like, I swear to God, if I came into this movie to see his ass beat, I'm not gonna be a happy man. And like, you see Rocky and Bianca and his mom being like, "Come on, Donnie, get up."
Him getting flashbacks of like the scenes in the movie that were so pivotal to his development.
Yeah.
Where you see him like immediately just like
Yeah.
jolt back.
And the last images he sees is his dad, and he just like, oh fuck.
But I don't think anybody can get back up that quick. I mean, like how not like oh nobody can get back up. I mean like how he got up.
Just
I
like-
would have immediately fainted once I like stood up. Like give yourself time to like put yourself on one knee and then get on your other leg.
Yeah.
But what if you like just like Undertaker do that shit? You will immediately get dizzy and just like fall back down.
The ref is like, I guess it's 10. Sorry, guy.
That's the end.
Yeah.
But it was the 11th round.
Yeah. Even Ricky's like, because he celebrated after knocking him out. Like, all right, I guess we're done. And then he sees him. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, fuck this dude. And all the announcers were just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This kid is the son of Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
The fact that nobody thought that he would make it to 12 rounds.
Yeah. And then we get the other scene that made me tear up in front of my family, which is like Donnie's eye shot. So the guy treating him like gives him hints because
because the ref was like, hey, can you see through your other eye?
Yeah.
Because if you can't, we're ending this fight.
Yeah.
And this has happened like in legit boxing. It's cheating, but it has happened. Where they would put up like how many fingers, and of course the ref would like tap the back of their neck on how many fingers they're holding up, just so they could keep fighting.
Yeah. And then Rocky's like, I'm gonna throw in the towel. I was like, no, I need to prove it. Prove what? That I'm not a mistake. Like, why does a boxing movie make me so emotional? Why?
It wasn't that made me like burst out into tears. It still did. Just rewatching this for this review. There's a scene. So they get into the last round. Again, it's slugfest. Both kind of look like they're out, like already done. They both look exhausted, but still throwing really good hits.
Yeah.
And Adonis gets that one good hit. Finally gets Ricky, knocks him out. But once he gets back up, bell rings. End of round 12. That's the fact. They both were knocked down, and both kind of had the same amount of points, almost the same amount of points. But in the end, Ricky still won.
Yeah.
And I say that's a good ending. Like he not every story has to be, hey, I won the fight.
This is exactly the end of Rocky 1, where he loses to Apollo Creed. And like, I love how Ricky is like, hey, Donnie, you are the future of this division, and you wear that name with pride. You're like, eh.
Yeah, the amount of respect that they've had for each other, like after the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has pretty much proved that he can step up, no matter, even if he was from like a silver spoon kind of shit.
Yeah.
They don't know it.
Yeah.
And you could still put in the work and still put yourself up within the league if you just dedicate yourself to it enough. You know?
Yeah. And then the interviewer is like, you have anything to say? And he talks about his dad. Like, I know you can't be here through no fault of your own, but I love you and thank you. And you're like, eh. Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Sorry, Mom, for scaring you. She's like, you almost gave me a heart attack, but I'm proud of you.
That was the part where it made me start to like, shit, fuck. Whoa, okay. This is making me tear up. Where he said, the announcer asked, hey, if your father was here right now, what would you tell him? I was like, oh, fuck. That shit got me. And when the announcer also says, well, that Ricky Connell won the fight, but Adonis Creed won the night.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so Hajime no Ippo.
And then it ends with him and Rocky climbing up the steps, and Rocky's just like, I swear to God, they added more steps.
I love his old man remarks.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the chickens are getting slower. Oh, they added more steps.
And then when they got to the top, Rocky's like, you know, they say that you can see your whole life from here. And Adonis is like, what do you think? He's like, it's not bad. How about you? It's not bad. And then it ends, trick. Oh damn, that was an emotional roller coaster, but I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah. And after that, I watched Southpaw. It's a completely different story.
Oh man, Southpaw. We should do that once Creed 3 gets nearer. But yeah, many people say Sylvester Stallone was robbed because he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but he lost out to Mark Rylance in A Bridge of Spies. The Bridge of Spies, which is not that good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Yeah.
guess his performance wasn't that bad. I would pick Rocky.
Yeah,
I would pick Sylvester Stallone for that one.
Many-
This man pulled so much acting chops, and a lot of people doubted him too.
yeah. Many people are like, maybe it's because the people are like, really, we're going to give it to Sylvester Stallone. He is an action guy, and this is a once in a blue moon thing. But you're like, but he's so good. Why would you?
have to see? But you have to see the performance. You can't just be like, oh, he's just an action guy,
Yeah.
without seeing what he has done.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Yeah.
Well, in our hearts, I guess Sylvester Stallone did win the Best Supporting Actor for that year, which is 2016.
Yeah, it's the same theme as this movie. Sure, Bridge of Spies won the fight, but Sylvester Stallone won the night.
Yeah. But yeah, what would you rate this?
Man, probably one of my favorite boxing movies. It's that or Southpaw, but the choreography here was way better, in my opinion. Story here was, damn, I don't know. Boxing movies always found a way to make me cry, so I'll give this one a 10. One of my favorite. I really suggest watching it, and the following movie's also really fucking good.
Yeah.
And now I can't wait for the third one.
Yeah.
Since we have what's his name from the Marvel shit.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah.
huge. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was like, could have sworn you weren't that big.
Yeah. Like, you weren't that big in Logan. What the fuck happened? What did you eat?
Right? Anyway, like, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. This was one of the movies that changed my life, made me go down a healthier route where I was this chubby kid, and now I was a trained fighter for a bit, and now I'm happy with my life. Because of this being my motivation. So it has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. I'll also give this a 10 out of 10 because I just love this movie, and like the fact that I keep going back to it to see the performances, to see the story, and like I never get tired of it. It's such a good movie. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I said already, the score is amazing. The choreography and cinematography is just excellent. And like, man, 2015 was such like a gem of a year for like. I remember that movie and I like it. Like, there's Kingsman, there's Mad Max Fury Road. We have yet to cover Kingsman, but like before that, we're gonna talk about the biggest movie of 2015. And I guess you guys can remember what it is, because it involves everybody's favorite franchise, I guess. Yeah, like not do this on Creed, but like that's like just the middleman for like, I'm gonna watch this really good movie, and then I'm gonna watch the movie of 2015. Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Okay, I'll give it that. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite of that shit.
Like,
It's a third, but it's a polished third.
if you want to know what we're talking about, please tune into our Christmas week. So it should be interesting because all of those movies were released during Christmas, during the late 2010s, and should be right going back memory lane, right?
I.
But yeah, that's been our video on Creed, and I swear we will do the sequel and of course the next one, since it is under Michael B. Jordan himself, when that comes out. That should be an interesting month about that and John Wick 4. Like March 2023 is turning out to be pretty good.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are boxers or anyone within the boxing field, did you enjoy this movie? Did you relate to it?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys enthusiasts or are you guys full-time, boxers?
That was your story.
Yeah, that was your story. Who knocked you up? Because I got knocked out by a lot of people, including 13-year-old girls. Dude, Japanese boxers are fucking crazy. I have been knocked out by a 13-year-old. I'm like,
Oh no, I remember you telling me the story.
yeah. And then the dad comes in and he's like, "All right, thank you for making us spar with you. Let's go." And I just felt like the man just disrespected me, but I can't do shit about it because he'll just have his kid fight me.
That's enough about that. We'll reveal more life stories when we get more live stuff on our Facebook or special stuff for our YouTube channel. Which, speaking of which, if you want to see more of us on this platform, at least please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We also have a Facebook, Spotify, and TikTok under the same name. Facebook to see us react to trailers and stream video games and about our lives. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments, and Spotify to hear us on the road. Maybe we can listen to us when you're training. Maybe, I don't know if that works well.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you could pop up a podcast while you do the bag. That's up. Also, by the way, I was 17 at the time, so I wasn't that old. I wasn't hitting a little girl in my 20s.
I'm glad you went for the last minute save to clear your name. Unless they're like your GND assaults kids, cancel them. Well, that is true. But yeah,
she won.
To see us on our social medias, I am Gandalfus995 on IG and Twitter. How about you?
Oh, you find me at JohnGOM on Instagram. It is my account.
Alright. And yeah, this has been a fun and interesting week to say the least, but we'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.
Yeah.